It's Kelvin and Cherie.
We talk small business. Hello, world.
Hey, everybody.
This is Master Small Business, and I am Kelvin.
And I'm Cherie.
That's right. How many products is too many?
Ooh.
So, a lot of people start businesses, product-based businesses, maybe even some service-based business, and you want to offer the world, right?
Right.
I'm going to sell T-shirts. I'm going to have 7 colors of each design. Then I'm going to have short sleeve, long sleeve, hoodies,
every size, from
wife beater,
extra
muscle
small
shirts,
to,
yes,
to quadruple X, and
every one of those combinations or every one of those is a different product.
That's a lot of products.
Yes, it is.
So one of the things people should think about, and research has even shown this, is that too many choices in terms of your customer is going to be bad for business.
Right.
Tons of studies done on this.
And you have to know your position, right? If you're just starting your business, you have a small business, you are not Walmart in the beginning. You're just not. You don't have the capacity to fulfill all of these things because it's going to take time for packaging and shipping and, accounting, everything that goes along with that.
Right.
And then trying to keep up with your inventory as well.
Right.
So, I would say, let's say you have T-shirts, then you just have regular T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And at first you could have one, right? One color. I sell black T-shirts with some white text on it. And you work that, and then you'll start to get your groove and develop your process and make sure your process is perfect or, as near to it as it can be. And then you say, now I'm going to have white shirts, right?
Right.
So it's still the same product, different, I guess you call it like a matrix or whatever. Now you have 2 products. You have a white product and you have the black shirt. And then you just keep expanding that way, because like with Amazon, they started off with books, right?
Right.
And now they sell basically anything
They
you want.
sell everything under the sun.
And they turned into, like we talked about with starting a business with no money, like with Tesla, Amazon has become a shipping company.
Right.
Because they figured out a better way of shipping, but it started off with that one product, books, and then they were able to get their process going. So the big thing here is process. Once you get that process, then you can introduce more products.
And one of the keys to having a good process is to do one thing well. If you come out with 50 different T-shirts, and let's assume maybe you have T-shirts that are a particular, not just a particular style, but you have some, something on the front, a logo. Think about back in the day with the, Nike Just Do It. All right, so you have this one model of shirt, if you will. Think about when you're in front of a game or something like that, people who sell stuff out of the trunk of their car, or people who might be selling mixtapes or anything like that. They're usually selling 1 or 2 items.
Right, because if you have someone there, it's going to increase your conversion time. If you say, hey, what T-shirts do you have? I have these 20 T-shirts. Look through all of these. And then people become overwhelmed and then they just leave. But if you say, I have these 2 T-shirts, one says this, the other one says this, then it narrows it down. And then you're only choosing between 2 things. And people love that A-B sort of thing. But when it comes to A, B, C, D, all the way through S and T, then it's kind of like, well, do I really need to be making this choice? Because then it becomes more work for the customer.
And it's not enjoyable. If it's just this or that, or maybe even just this or don't buy, people are more likely to buy. They buy more when they have fewer choices.
Right.
Period. That's what science says. If you don't believe us, go research it.
Yep. So is there a perfect number of products?
No, there's no perfect number of products, but the things you should keep in mind are, first and foremost, whether you can deliver everything. Are you going to be able to keep this in stock? Are you going to be able to make sure that you have them in all of the sizes that people might want them in? Just, giving the example of this T-shirt business. Right.
You can try it and disappoint yourself real quick, but it can be a lesson. Let's say you do have a bunch of different designs. You are going to find out pretty quickly which ones are the popular ones, which ones are selling. And then you can stop investing your time in the ones that aren't bringing the greatest returns.
Right. because even the things you have to order, and here's something about the product-based businesses, the more you can order at one time, the less money it's going to cost per unit, which means the more your profit is going to be.
Right. And then you're getting to the shipping process of other companies, right? Because you're going to be ordering these things from other companies to be able to build your product. So then you're going to have to work out the timelines with that. And then it's just going to become overwhelming in the beginning.
Right. So while, like you said, in the beginning, you want to offer the world, start small, and then begin to add products as it makes sense. And there are tons of resources on how to do this. I think we'll probably talk more about this in depth in the future. But there are just a few reasons why having too many choices negatively impacts businesses. We talked about how hard it is for people on a psychological level to be able to make a decision when they're presented with a bunch of stuff. But there are other reasons as well.
Yeah, and you can look at some of your competitors, I guess, and just different other companies out there. So, like, one example would be Roku, right? How many different Roku products are there, you know? What I'm saying is they have basically one product. They have their regular streaming device, and then they have their software in TVs. That's basically a newer version of it, but it's still basically one product that they're selling.
That does one thing.
One thing.
And they do it well.
And they making a bunch of money doing it. That's right. So how many products is too many? Too many for you to handle.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Yeah, too many for you to handle. And if you don't have a lot of money to be doing market research, just ask some people. Say, if you had to choose between these three things or these two things, which do you like better, this or that? And then that'll give you some ideas. Also, if you're suggesting the product because it's filling a void where you don't see any other products like that or where people don't have access to them, then that should guide you as to what the product should be. But the fewer options, the better. You'll sell more.
That's right. So make sure you go and like Mentalist Media on Facebook.
Yes.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter.
And all other social media.
Make sure you subscribe to this podcast wherever you listen. We are available on iTunes and Stitcher podcast app.
And Google Play.
This is Master Small Business.